day I killed again, not knowing what I've done. Now mother's on the run to save her only son. Though we ran away to hide from everyone, we still ran away together. To me it was for fun. He's a book without a cover, not a poet, not a lover. His true colors have not truly blended in. His father's final words still in his head, about a banjo and the devil and the prophecy. He said, boy, take your silence in blood and rob those bodies through the flood. Then he sang a wordless hymn among the dead. Everybody wants to kill the wolf, everybody wants to show the world evil is no match for them, but evil only exists to kill good. I don't want to be the devil's hand, don't want to follow his command. All I want to do is front a band. I'm not a wolf, I'm just a man. Oh, everybody wants to kill the wolf, everybody wants to show the world evil is no match for them, but evil only exists to kill good. I don't want to be the devil's hand, don't want to follow his command. All I want to do is front a band. I'm not a wolf, I'm just a man.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're in for a big treat tonight. Are you ready? Releasing his album right here. It's called The Last Rites of Dallas Pistol. You can buy it at the merch table. It's his first time ever playing this stage. Born and raised in San Francisco. His first time playing on this stage. The legendary Full Board, the Sam Trace, and the El Traditional.
They know what they got. Oh, hell yeah. Woo! Yeah!
carry my bones, go down to my grave. I gave you my word, can't give you everything. So carry my bones, go down to my grave, along with my pride, can't take it with me. So carry my bones, go down to my grave. I gave you my word, can't give you everything. So carry my bones, go down to my grave, along with my pride, can't take it with me. So carry my bones, so go down to my grave. I gave you my word, can't give you everything. So carry my bones, go down to my grave, along with my pride, can't take it with me. Oh yeah. So carry my bones. So carry my bones. Carry my bones, go down to my grave. I gave you my word, can't give you everything. Welcome everybody. Today we're going to go through every song from Dallas Pistol. This is really where the story starts here. I saw that JD in the comments there was asking if this is any type of a true story. No, it's not really a true story, but it is kind of a story about the anti-hero in all of us. Because we're all struggling to do good and stumbling along the way, and sometimes we find ourselves on the wrong side of an argument or the wrong side of an issue, and it's always a journey to get to back to the right side. And sometimes we're kind of put in precarious situations where we see that a situation in front of us is one that could reap great rewards in the short term, but in the long term would probably not be so advantageous, perhaps even to our own legacies. So, in a sense, Dallas Pistol does kind of represent what could be in every human being, because it's a very human. Evil is a very inherently human trait, but so is good. And that's why we have them. That's why we invented the terms evil and good and gave them these archetypes. But this is where the story starts. This is Dallas Pistol kind of explaining his existence, where his beginnings came from. We made it in time to the Texas state line. Mama always wanted a Texas-born son. But Daddy was drunk, so I was born in the trunk of a '69 Cadillac DeVille. And they had a band they called Shit From Shinola, and I was the new member of the gang. No one had heard of them, no one would remember any of the songs that they sang. Shit from Shinola was all I could say I was from. Shit from Shinola was all they ever knew about raising a son. Every dinner was drink tickets, breakfast, cigarettes, and I was just around to lend a hand. Wasn't anywhere to go until the show was over, so I joined in and played with the band. And all I ever saw was our car and the insides of bars. It was my home, my school, my playground back then. Cut my teeth on the road and my old man's banjo that he told me he got from a friend. Can't say remember ever meeting him. Shit from Shinola was all I could say I was from. Shit from Shinola was all they ever knew about raising a son. Now I ain't no prince, and I ain't here to convince you that they did the best that they could. If I said that, I'd be lying. I can't blame them for trying, but I can just for thinking they should. But I rode by their side till the days they both died. Lessons aren't learned from living the good life. That was from the point of view of Dallas Pistol, our protagonist, being born to his parents who had a band called Shit From Shinola. Basically, the band existed in order to satiate their drinking habits and their other vices that propelled them down the road from town to town. They were in no state to bring a child into the world. So this song takes us back a little bit before Dallas is born. I like to think that Dallas's dad is sitting in a bar drunk and is approached by this well-to-do stranger who is who definitely knows more about Dallas's dad's story than Dallas might think, and offers to lend a helping hand. bet your son will too. What if I told you that I have a solution that could save your son's life from his current situation? He's a baby, not a bandmate, and you don't have the skills required to look after something so fragile, where the blood is meant to bleed and the hungry need to feed. So that is why I'm here in your time of need. Oh, whoa, whoa, what have you got to lose but the pain this world has put on you? Whoa, whoa, whoa. I am the friend that you seek when surrounded by your enemies. There's no shame in what you feel. I know the pain all too real. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I can help with what you need. Giving comes to me naturally. Though his salvation isn't cheap, I'm here to give, but not for free. You only have one choice. Let me give him a voice. This world will know this boy. And that song is called A Modest Proposal. The devil finds the father and offers his son invincibility and success. And the father accepts this, but as payment, the father gives his own soul to save his sons. So the devil gives Dallas's father a banjo and says, "Give this to your son as soon as he's born, and this will protect him along the way." Now this next song is from the perspective of the father. I like to think, again, he's sitting in a bar, kind of telling all of his other drunken buddies the story of the devil giving him the banjo and selling his own soul to save his sons. And I like to think that the other guys in the bar are giving him a bunch of shit for it. And this song is about Dallas's dad defending his decision to do so. He's more man than I, with every day that goes by. But he doesn't know what evil lies buried deep inside. On the day that he was born, I was approached by the only one who could ever help save the life of my one and only son. You say shame on me, I say shame on you. If you knew the life he'd get into, you'd do the same thing too. Shame on me, well I say shame on you. It's the only way to save his soul, so I did what I had to do. We named him Dallas Pistol after the town where I first killed kissed her, and the gun she pulled to let me know that kiss was not consensual. To the next town, next show, only child on a banjo. Shit from Shinola's all we ever know. We never had a chance with the two of us. I say shame on me, I say shame on you. If you knew the life he'd get into, you'd do the same thing too. Shame on me, well I say shame on you. It's the only way to save his soul, so I did what I had to do. But what does the devil really need with all of these souls? And why was he there for me to offer my boys die? Why was he there for me if not to change my destiny? It's hard not to play by his rules. Oh, when you got nothing left to love, you say shame on me, I say shame on you. If you knew the life he'd get into, you'd do the same thing too. Shame on me, well I say shame on you. It's the only way to save his soul, so I did what I had to do. Shame on me, I say shame on you. If you knew the life he'd get into, you'd do the same thing too. Shame on me, well I said shame on you. It's the only way to save his soul, so I did what I had to do. Did what I had to do. Did what I had to do. Oh, did what I had to do. As Dallas Pistol ages, he picks up the banjo and learns how to play. And one of the devil's few gifts that he gives to Dallas is the ability to play incredibly well. And Dallas becomes this banjo prodigy. Now, the band Shit from Shinola never really had any fans anyways. But now that they had a young child prodigy on the banjo in the band, all of a sudden they get a little bit of notoriety, and they go from town to town, and people start coming to the shows to check out this young kid. And but what we don't know at this point, or what nobody knew, was that the banjo is not only a gift from the devil, it's also a talisman of his protection, and it also is the catalyst. It holds with it a deep bloodlust, let's say, that is instilled in Dallas. And so that protection manifests itself as a murderous rage. And so as people start coming to the shows to check out Dallas, Dallas starts looking at these people as potential victims of his bloodthirsty rage, and the devilish monster within him starts to realize its potential and starts murdering people at the shows, after the shows. Which actually makes them even more famous, because they have to skip town every night and go on to the next town where they're not generally known of yet, and do the same thing the next night. And he kind of becomes this new kind of Wild West outlaw that people tend to seek out in order to take him out, get a little fame and fortune of their own by being the person that took out young Dallas Pistol. And for the mortal members of Shit from Shinola, this poses a difficult problem, because they're constantly finding themselves in the line of fire. It causes them a lot of stress, also knowing that the son that they brought into the world has a little bit of the devil inside him, and it's partly their fault. And so the father ends up dying, and while on his deathbed, he brings his wife in, tells her how much he loves her and that he won't be far behind her. So this is a love song from the dying father to his mother. I mean to his wife, Dallas's mother. I'll burn my way back from hell for you. Claw at the walls of myself for you. You'll know what I've done for our smoldering sun when the gallows falls. I'd return to the light for the depths for you, under cover of night while he slept for you. I won't be the same, but you'll know who I am from the trail of smoke. Whoa. I'll dance through the fire and I'll sing for you. A smile on my face they can't steal from you. They'll tear me apart, but not in my heart. I'll return. I'll return. And the walls of my cell will crumble and burn. Oh, the walls of my cell will crumble and burn. So Dallas's father dies, and it's just Dallas and his mother now on the run. And up until now, we haven't really heard much about who Dallas's mother is, and so this song is about my favorite character in the whole story, which is Dallas's mother. A very complex character, I feel. The father is a little pathetic, but the mother, while not being necessarily very maternal, has always been Dallas's protector. Because she sees a lot of herself in Dallas. Not only the goodness within him, the human side, but also a little bit of the evil. That isn't, you can't blame all completely on the devil. We've all got it in ourselves down there somewhere, and it doesn't come out of nowhere. It's usually a product of the situation in which you live and are raised, and it's as difficult, it's very, very difficult for a woman in the music business, especially when you're in a band going from town to town, bar to bar. You learn how to, you gotta have tough skin. you learn a few tricks along the way to be able to survive. And I believe that's what makes this character so interesting. Because up until now, you don't really understand what her drive is, like what is kind of propelling her from town to town. And I think this story kind of sets the record straight. I'm not here to be silenced. I'm not here to be broken. I was raised in a system where doors never open. I've been running so long, there's been no point in stopping for anything they've had to give. They're boring, they're lazy, they're stuck in their ways, and that's no place that I've ever been. I'm not here for your opinion. I'm not here to stoke your fire. I'm not here to listen, and I'm not here to be desired. I'm a lone wolf under a blood-red moon that no one was meant to tame. I've been called special by many lonely men, but I don't think that's what they really meant. I'm called a lost girl, but I found power in losing. I'm not alone. There's been millions and millions before me. Never had more than what I could hold, but even that was taken from me. But if you look inside, you'll see that my pride is not something that you should take lightly. So come and get me. I'll be waiting. I feel that he gets me, but he's not my protector. No, he's not even trying. But honestly, that's what I prefer. I'm not broken, so I don't need fixing, and my songs are medicine, if anyone is listening. And someday they'll know once they come see our show that the world would be worse off without them. I'm called a lost girl, but I found power in losing. I'm not alone. There's been millions and millions before me. Shit from Shinola's all I've ever known, but now I am back on the run. Now that my muse is gone, so are the songs. Your dad was the only man I've ever loved. So come and get me. I'll be waiting. I'm called a lost girl, but I found power in losing. He's so much stronger than any man that I have ever known. So come and get me. Come and get me. We'll be waiting. So that song was a song about the mother, written by me and Ted one night over a bottle of Bullet Bourbon. It was one of the last songs to be written on the album, actually, because I felt like his mom didn't really, her story arc was too simple, and we needed to really figure out who this lady was. So we sat down until about 2 o'clock in the morning trying to figure it out. And by the time the bottle was done, so was the song. Adjust this guitar real quick, give it a little more bass. This next song is it's called Soul Child, and this song doesn't really necessarily have a character. I like to think it's kind of a spirit in the night, kind of coming to Dallas while he's dreaming and telling him exactly what's going down in his life. This kind of spirit that's there to spill the beans, and perhaps it's his late father coming and visiting him, asking for forgiveness, but also trying to warn him of how difficult his future is going to be. And this was actually one of the first songs that was written for this album. Some may try to steal your fire. Don't look back and pass them by. You got soul, child, shake them bones, hit the ground, and you never go home. Some men are strong, they eat their young, and they'll all burn when the judgment comes. God's man will bust your hand. The lion still has to tear you down. No chance to understand. You gotta claw your way back from the soul child, sing your songs. Your word is a bullet and your banjo is a gun. You gotta give a man a hand to send him to his wig. A boy without a home until you take him for yourself. You got soul child, rattle them strings. You're a preacher to the people and it's blood you preach. Your songs are older than you think you know. Your fingers have been blessed by the gods below. Goddamn, this old banjo, it was a gift from the devil back when you were born. And all it took was my mortal soul, for someday your old man gotta pay his toll. You want to carry as you cleanse the world. There's a whole lot of fire that can fill this night. So take the torch to the people and show them the love. So that's Soul Child. And if you excuse me for a second, I gotta turn down this preamp on the guitar here because it's sounding a bit more distorted than I want an acoustic guitar to sound. That's better. So this next song, actually this song was the very first song that was written for this record. And this song was written about 18 years ago. Long before the second oldest song. I wrote this song and I had no idea that it was going to be the beginning of this album. And I remember when I wrote the song thinking to myself, why did I write this song? What does this have to do with me or anything that I know? But the song kind of stuck in the back of my head for years and years and years. Years and years and years. And it wasn't until probably about 2017 or so that I actually went back and was like, wait a minute, there's a hole in this album that can only be filled by that one song that I wrote at that point, 15 years ago. And it all made sense. That's why I wrote the song. Because future Sam was going to be in a sticky situation where he didn't know how to wrap up this album, with this gaping hole in the middle of it, with a murderous son and a loving mother on the run from the law. Turns out, I was looking out for my future self. So this song is called Mother and Son on the Run. Yesterday I killed again, not knowing what I've done. Now mother's on the run to save her only son. Though we ran away to hide from everyone, we still ran away together. To me was for fun. Running through the mountains, sleeping on the forest floor, I felt that motherly love which I never had before. She left it all to save my soul. What a beautiful romance. But I killed a man and I'd do it again if I ever get the chance. Should have seen his face as I walked into the bar. A young boy with a knife chasing a grown man to his car. He knew exactly who I was, why I was doing what I did. Though the last words he ever spoke were, who the hell's this kid? My mother stood there silently as if what she had seen was something that she'd been expecting to happen eventually. I did not understand just what was happening inside. The devil's heart was growing, becoming one with mine. So is this how it all starts? Or is this where the story ends? Seems dull to just keep running. I guess from here it just depends on if we want to see what happens, if we see this story through. But we can't agree what we do and see, we'll never unsee or do. So the mother and son are on the run from the law. No longer shit from Shinola going from town to town. Now they're just two murderous outlaws. And much like the father, the mother finds herself in an untimely demise. I like to think, it's not explicit in the story, but I like to think that, you know, they're making their way down the road and a whole line of heavy-duty militarized police are there to cut them off at the pass, and if they fire their guns and the mother shields the son in order to protect him. Doing that, as I said before, she wasn't a very maternal character, but shows her true maternal colors at the very end of her life. And this song, she kind of explains that. And this also is it's a duet between the mother and the son. And Dallas is trying to tell her that he's going to protect her. He'll take care of her. Don't leave him. He needs her. And the mother knows that it's her time. And this is a song about her death. Once again, the mother, played by Devin McClive, our cello player extraordinaire. And Devin wrote the first 4 lines, or first 8 lines of this song, and sent it to me in a text message one day. She was like, "I think I got something," and she handed it over, and I just ran with it. And without that text message, this song never would have been created. Devin also wrote the melody line at the very end of the song, that if you go back and listen. I never held your heart close to mine, and I never heard those chords that you played, and I never knew that you were so kind till it's too late. And I never knew who you became. There were always too many drinks in the way, and I only knew that you were this boy I had to feed. And I wish I could take it all back and have a fresh start completely from scratch. The deal we made and all of the dead would disappear. Oh, but now I fear my time is near. I can break them all, or I can tear them down. No one can touch you now, as long as I'm around. Don't you leave me now, I need a soul to save. I may not heal your wounds, but I can make them pay. No, my sweet son, you don't understand. You think these are gifts, but what's guiding your hand was not that I wanted, and what I have now I deserve. No, mother, it's you. Why can't you see that everything you've ever done's been for me? You can take on the world, and no one can stop me from keeping you safe and saving this family. Let's go home. Oh, let's go home. There's no home, sweet home. There's no family. There are no photographs and no fond memories. There's no looking back. There's nothing to see. There's nothing ahead. Nothing but me. I can break them all, I can tear them down. No one can touch you now, as long as I'm around. Don't you leave me now, I need a soul to save. I may not heal your wounds, but I can make them pay. Or I can break them all, or I can tear them down. No one can touch you now, as long as I'm around. Don't you leave me now, oh, I need a soul to save. I may not heal your wounds, but I can make them pay. Oh, I can make them pay. I can break them all, I can tear them down. No one can touch you now, as long as I'm around. Don't you leave me now, or I need a soul to save. I may not heal your wounds, but I can make them pay. And then the funeral dirge that comes after this was written and recorded by the King Street Giants out of the North Bay. I reached out to them because I knew that they could write a great funeral dirge, and I was like, I need a funeral dirge in D minor. And they were like, okay. And then they sent me back this little, beautiful little line. And I was like, that's all I need. And they were like, do you want us to come in and record it? I was like, nope. That's perfect. It's perfect. Adjust my microphones a little bit here. This guitar one is giving me grief. Clipping a little bit. Turn it down just a little bit there. That's better. So Dallas is now an orphan. He's traveling on his own, doing the only thing that he ever knew how to do, which was go from town to town in hiding, satisfy his murderous bloodlust. And he's slowly turning from a boy into a man. Lonely, rotten boyhood washed away, and the mold and musk of manhood on its way. He's a book without a cover, not a poet, not a lover. His true colors have not truly blended in. His father's final words still in his head, about a banjo and the devil and the prophecy. He said, boy, take your solace in blood, ride those bodies through the flood. Then he sang a wordless hymn among the dead. Yeah, 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 yeah. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Have you ever won the hearts of the whole place? Have you taken them all with you when you left? Well, he does this every night, just not the way you might think. Their hearts no longer beating in their chest. And have you ever placed the weight upon the... Have you ever held the weight of the whole world? Have you pinned it to the ground? Have you stopped it from spinning as it draws its final breath? You stand to take a glimpse of the end, or better yet, the beginning. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Ooh, So carry my bones, go down to my grave. I gave you my word, but I can't give you everything. So carry my bones and go down to my grave. So carry my bones and go down to my grave. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 Woo. Very hot in here, in this little bunker. So now we're moving on to my mom's favorite song on the record, which is about how Dallas finally gives in to his murderous rage. There's always been this kind of tug of war between good and evil within him, and this is the point where he's just like, screw it. You know, I've lost everything that I truly care about. I'm just gonna ride this wave and see where it takes me. And he goes off and just murders everything in sight. Anybody that challenges him, anybody that doesn't, anybody that might not give him the respect that he feels that he might deserve in that moment. Unlucky them. So my mom loves this song about the murder spree that Dallas goes on. Oh, sweet release. My heart has told my body to kick in all of his teeth. Take a broken bottle, shove it right under the mandible. His face looks like a faucet with a leak. Can't explain just what is happening to me. I'm free, finally released. Oh, sweet release. I finally found something I'm good at, and it brings me inner peace. I want the world to know that I'm not just another bar rat. I'm a wolf, and wolves have gotta eat. I've never felt so fully complete. Oh, I'm free, finally released. Don't call it revenge, it's not because I am offended. Who it is, I really could care less. It really just depends on if you're in my field of vision, and I make a cold and calculated split-second decision to rip your beating heart out of your sternum. Oh, sweet release, I've never felt so free to do never felt so free to do exactly what I please. Like Doc Holliday or Butch Cassidy, I'm the new Wild West outlaw to be here to bring about your destiny. Now what to do with my newfound celebrity? Oh, I'm free, finally released. So there goes Dallas on his murderous rampage, enjoying every second of it. And like I was saying earlier, he becomes this kind of Wild West outlaw, this modern day Wild West outlaw. Cursed and also famous for the gifts that the devil gave him. And much like all the other Wild West outlaws, people seek their own fame and fortune by seeking him out, confronting him, being the person that took out Dallas Pistol. And I don't think I need to say that none of them are successful. And this story kind of deviates from the main storyline here. This is basically the entire life of a young man raised in a town that Dallas eventually comes through, and this young man seeks out Dallas Pistol in order to find his own fame and fortune. Also with considering himself to have the moral high ground in this situation and a well-respected member of his community. But a little bit of an ego, and thinking that he might be able to get away with murdering the most successful and backed by the devil modern-day outlaw of his time. He was a country boy, made from mud and stone, born with two strong hands that he worked down to the bone. He was a goddamn boy, came from a goddamn man who met a goddamn girl. Carry my bones, go down to my grave. I gave you my word, I can't give you everything. So carry my bones, go down to my grave, along with my pride. It with me. Leave it to this boy. He grew into a man, one who knew his strengths and used it every chance he get. He had a way with words when he would flap his gums. But when you howl with walls, you bring a silver tongue. So carry my bones, go down to my grave. I gave you my word, I can't give you everything. So carry my bones, go down to my grave, along with my pride. The wolf was at his door, and it was half his size, but no one ever seen his kind before. I'm gonna kill that wolf. He's gonna know my name. So with his two strong hands, he met him face to face. Oh, so carry my bones, go down to my grave. I gave you my word, I can't give you everything. So carry my bones, go down to my grave. Along with my pride, I can't take you with me. So carry my bones, 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 so carry my bones. So that character comes and goes, doesn't last long in this universe. But this is where Dallas, he really kind of grows into a man, and his human side starts nagging him, his moral side, his desire for goodness. His relationship to the devil is starting to, well, it's kind of waxes and wanes, and I like to think that this is him and the devil walking side by side down the road having a conversation. Not necessarily physically. Maybe the devil is always with him and he's talking to himself and the devil is listening. And the devil giving his input from time to time. Not fully marching, more like spinning, slightly flailing. It's a rhythm much like falling down the stairs. Oh, there's no real reason for it, so let us pause just for a minute. Stop pretending that the other isn't there. Oh, I can hear you telling secrets. I know what they say about me, but I can't tell you that none of it is true. But one thing that I can say is when they finally cross my way, they will be crying to the heavens, at least until I'm through. Even a mountain can know shame. The water runs in fear and wind will howl from the pain of my place upon this earth. No, we don't belong together. One foot goes right in front the other. I'll lead the way, we'll walk forever. I can feel the ground beneath me quiver. Grown men hear my name and shiver. I am known for many tales of woe. For them how awkward it must be, for the man they've come to see is just a small boy, poor and alone, except for his old banjo, arriving at the bar to play a show. They say, hey boy, where's your daddy? I've got a word I'd like to have with him. It's time that he is answered for his crimes. I say, I don't know what you heard. My daddy has been dead a long time. I'm the man you've come to see. So let's just take this outside, and even a mountain can know shame. The water runs in fear and wind will howl from the pain of my place upon this earth. No, we don't belong together. One foot goes right in front the other. I'll lead the way, we'll walk forever. Everybody wants to kill the wolf. Everybody wants to show the world evil is no match for them, but evil only exists to kill good. I don't want to be the devil's hand, don't want to follow his command. All I want to do is front a band. I'm not a wolf, I'm just a man. Oh, everybody wants to kill the wolf. Everybody wants to show the world evil is no match for them, but evil only exists to kill good. I don't want to be the devil's hand, don't want to follow his command. All I want to do is front a band. I'm not a wolf, I'm just a man. Oh, everybody wants to kill the wolf. Everybody wants to show the world evil is no match for them, but evil only exists to kill good. I don't want to be the devil's hand, I don't want to follow his command. All I want to do is front a band. I'm not a wolf, I'm just a man. Oh, even a mountain can know shame. The water runs in fear and wind will howl from the pain of my place upon this earth. No, we don't belong together. One foot goes right in front the other. It's because of you I'll walk forever. This next song, our drummer Ted came to me with this song. He had kind of mapped out a little riff on the piano of this. Sent me that and sent me a bunch of these lyrics, because he thought that Dallas didn't really necessarily have... I hadn't really built the more... Dallas is not a very sympathetic character up to this point. And you really don't understand. He's being a kind of tough. He's kind of keeping his feelings a little bit too close to the vest. And so Ted came to me with this song, and then we sat down and we worked through it, and we ordered some things around, changed some lines here and there, but mostly it's still the song that he came to me with that day. And so I took it, ran with it, wrote a few riffs like this. And then brought it to the band, and we fleshed it out and turned it into All Men Must Die. with every step, and satisfaction for the tears that you wept. I move through the night, 'cause anyone can see there's no place in the light for a man such as me. The night is my cover and it keeps me unseen. A banjo and buck knife, it keeps my pack lean. A flask full of madness to keep my mind clean. Oh, it's not very much, but it's all that I need. They say, why me? As their last breath leaves their body, the lesson they'll see in these eyes is no one is innocent. So therefore all men must die. He steps up to the stage, a gun at his side. He's sizing me up, and I'm not sure why. He thinks he'll succeed after so many have tried. I give him the nod, step into the night. The night air is cold, he fires his piece. The heat of the bullet passes my cheek, while he stands there frozen in disbelief. Oh, I pull out my knife, make his heart its sheath, and he says, why me? As his last breath leaves his body, the lesson he sees in these eyes is no one is innocent. So therefore all men must die. It's been 7 years, I've crisscrossed this land, feeling the weight of this blood on my hands, taking what I want, but all that I need is the answer to the question of my destiny. Or maybe it's that I should just take my own life and reunite with my mother and father, but the gun always jams or fate dulls the knife. And all that I hear is the devil's own laughter. And all say, why me? How's it fair that I can still breathe? I'll search my reflection with these cold, dead eyes and sit alone quietly, justifiably waiting to die. Ted Demore, our drummer, giving heart to our protagonist, and a little bit of sadness. So, on his travels, in his sadness, his issues with morality and trying to find his place in the world, he realizes, obviously, that this gift given to him by the devil is not so much a gift, but a curse. And he finally realizes that in order to use this gift as a gift, perhaps he should take this curse and use it to murder the one who gave him this gift of a curse in the first place, and that's the devil. So he seeks out the devil in order to enact revenge on the devil for giving him this curse. And this song is called Your Reward. Well, I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna give you your reward. Show you how all of your hard work comes back to give you everything that you've ever deserved. In some ways, you're more my father than the man that you met long ago. Before the monster you've created stands before you to reclaim what is left of his father's soul. Oh, I'm not here to thank you, nor am I here to do what's right. It isn't all that tragic, don't make this so dramatic. It's revenge, plain and simple. You gave me all the skills I'll use to kill you tonight. Your silence is so telling. Your indifference is sad. I'm not the first monster that you've created, but I'll make sure that I'm the last. I never learned what was right and what my life ever meant, but now I see that I have purpose. Every minute has led me to this moment, so carry my bones, go down to my grave. I gave you my word, I never gave you everything, so carry my bones, go down to my grave, along with my pride, I'll take it with me. So carry my bones and claim your place on the devil's throne. His crown has been yours all along. He gave you his life. All he needed he already owns. And claim your place on the devil's throne. His crown has been yours all along. So come and get me, I'll be waiting. Oh, So an epic battle ensues, and as you all might have guessed, Dallas is the victor, and he murders the devil. Not really knowing what to expect, he stands there realizing that perhaps this might have been a horrible mistake. I've felt this before. The evil is gone. This chill in the wind says something is wrong. I was never told. How was I to know? If you kill the root, then nothing will grow. Then nothing will grow. Dallas realizes that now that he's murdered all evil, that there can be no good, because good cannot exist without evil, and evil can't exist without good. And so in the absence of evil, the world becomes a joyless place, a cold, dead world, if you will. Everybody's got a soul to sell. Give it to the devil and the tales he'll tell, or of lives lived well. 'Cause everybody's got a thing to steal. A deal with the devil is a hell of a deal when you got nothing to lose. In a cold, dead world. Oh, oh, in a cold, dead world where the wind don't blow, where the trees don't grow. We live in a world of fire and dirt. The days are brutal, but the night is worse if your flame dies out. I was taught to be a man that men would fear. It's a dead man's game, making friends out here. Are you strong enough? We're in a cold, dead world. Oh, in a cold, dead world where the wind don't blow, where the trees don't grow. In a cold, dead world. Oh, in a cold, dead world where the sun don't shine, where the river runs dry. What do I do when the war is won? And where do I go when the job is done? Will I still go on? I guess everybody's got a soul to sell. As long as they believe in a road from hell, then I got my place. In a cold, dead world. Oh, in a cold, dead world where the wind don't blow, where the trees don't grow. In a cold, dead world. Oh, in a cold, dead world where the sun don't shine, where the river runs dry, where the world don't whine, and all men will die. The line is where the road don't wind, not where the woad don't rind, which is, I think, what I said. So this is the last song on the album here. Dallas realizes that in the absence of evil, someone needs to take the place of the devil. He looks around, doesn't see anybody else applying for the job, because I think everybody knows at that point that maybe this was the devil's plan all along, and that Dallas needs to ascend and take his rightful place on the devil's throne. I only did the one thing that I always done. It wasn't for the benefit of anyone. I never thought my final victim would be the man who made me the monster that I've always been. Whoa, 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 oh, I take my rightful place on the devil's throne. Whoa, 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 oh, I take my rightful place on the devil's throne. Who knew there was a purpose for my tortured soul? I always pointed the way, I never shoveled the coal, never taken orders, always made my own. The life I lived prepared me for the devil's throne. Whoa, 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 oh, I take my rightful place on the devil's throne. Whoa, 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 oh, I take my rightful place on the devil's throne. Whoa. Daddy gave me the gift I never wanted to use. Mama loved me way too little and left me far too soon. I never really thought that I'd ever see them again, but it's a family reunion on the devil's chair. Whoa, 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 oh, I take my rightful place on the devil's throne. Whoa, whoa, oh, I take my rightful place on the devil's throne. Oh, yeah. Oh, my name is Dallas. This is my legacy. And I know now that this what I was born to be. I was the man who got to carry the devil's bones. But where do the bones of the devil go? Whoa, 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 oh, I take my rightful place on the devil's throne. Whoa, whoa, oh, I take my rightful place on the devil's throne. Whoa, oh, I take my rightful place on the devil's throne. Whoa, whoa, And they lived happily ever after. And that's The Last Rites of Dallas Pistol by the Sam Chase and the Untraditional. A true group effort. Many fantastic musicians, some guest musicians making their way on the album. And definitely something that I'd never thought that we'd actually ever be able to finish. And the fact that we were able to get through it and finish all the songs and record them and then get it printed and put out and then manage to book the Fillmore in order to release it was just a dream come true. It was about 7 years in the making, with the exception of the song that was written 18 years ago. And I gotta turn this light down, it's killing me. Ah, much better. Should have done that hours ago. And yeah, so it was released on November 29th, 2019, and 2020 was to be the year that we were going to tour the world for this album. I truly thought that this album was going to kind of put us in a new echelon, put us down a new path, and you know, whether it be fame and fortune, I'm not so sure, but definitely would have it would have shown people exactly just that we're more than just a bar band. And then the pandemic happened. 3 days before my trip to the UK to tour through the UK, through parts of Europe, Northern Europe, all of Europe locked down, and then the United States locked down. So Dallas Pistol didn't really get the reception that I think it deserved, and it's unfortunate, but I'm still really, really happy with the album. I'm really, really happy when people come up to me and tell me how much they appreciate the album, how much they like the album. And I absolutely love hearing the stories that people tell, their interpretation of the story of the album. I don't usually tell the whole story the way that we did today, because I love it when people come up to me and are like, okay, tell me if I'm wrong here. And then they tell me the story. And oftentimes they're wrong in the sense that it's not the story that I'm necessarily telling, but I love the fact that that's what they get from it, and I don't correct them. So, for all of you that have hung out this entire time, I want to let you know that you are all truly heavy hitters. And I put this up on Facebook and Instagram the other day. I made a shirt for all of us heavy hitters, and it goes out to all of my Patreon followers who are at the $30 and above level. So if you want the shirt and you'd like to check out what Patreon has to offer, go to patreon.com/thesamchase. Sign up for Patreon at the $30 level, and I'll send you the shirt for free. You get all the other perks of a $30 level. So I feel like that's the best deal. However, I will be offering these shirts today for $40 to either PayPal or... All right, here, let's do it like this. Oh, damn it. Come on, get back here. There we go. Perfect. So, everybody who donates $40, plus shipping will be another $4, so $44. Make sure to put your size. They're unisex sizes, and unisex sizes, if you don't know, are basically men's sizes because patriarchy. And so if you want to be a part of the heavy hitters, you know who you are. Just $44 to pay to PayPal or Venmo. Or if you want all the other perks, sign up for the Patreon. And it still applies. If we get to 150 patrons, which we still need about 25 people. If we get to 150 patrons, I'm going to order a whole new 250 vinyl records of Lee Sam Chase Will Never Die. And all of your names who sign up for Patreon, every single person who signs up for Patreon will be included on the record in the cover, in the inside cover. It'll say your name as a special thanks, because it'll be a special run. So this show only, if you want one of these heavy hitter shirts, the shirts should be in this weekend. $44 plus your address and your shirt size. And now that I got all that taken care of, stuff that I don't like being a business. I don't like doing the whole like hard sell on things. It makes me feel like I'm, like it's not an artistic endeavor. However, in order to create this art and do these artistic endeavors, I got to learn how to be an IT guy now. I got to be a salesman. I got to be all sorts of things that I wasn't necessarily prepared for when this pandemic hit. But here we are. And 2020 was the year of the pivot. 2021, I was hoping was going to be the year of a UK tour. We'll see if that pans out. It looks like this whole UK strain is wreaking havoc, and we'll see if we get through that. But one of these days, one of these years, definitely. I hope it's days instead of years. I will get to the UK, other parts of the world, play some more music. Because, man, I need an adventure real bad. I was talking to Kiki last night, and I was telling her, like, we need an adventure. We haven't had an adventure in a very long time. So if anybody has any adventures that they want to offer up to us, we are down. Just as long as they're socially distant adventures. No adventures of having a stranger spit in your mouth. Definitely not one of those types of adventures. But yeah, so that's the album. Last Rites of Dallas Pistol. Don't forget to tip. If you want the shirts, put your size and your address and $44 in the tip bucket. And if you want to see all the other perks, sign up for Patreon. Next week, we will be doing the entire album of Almost Done. The album that I released early in 2020, in May of 2020, right in the middle of the pandemic. I'll see you all then. But in the meantime, I'm going to leave you with a video. As I think I saw in the comments, my dad mentioned that my great-aunt Ethel, who's 99 years old, is in the hospital with COVID-19 in Massachusetts. She seems to be doing well, all things considered, and they think that she's going to be okay. But I'm definitely thinking about her, and I wanted to play you out with a children's story that she wrote and illustrated in her 90s. I think it was the first children's book she ever had published. And it was written and illustrated by her and narrated by her in this video. And I believe at the time she was somewhere around 92 years old. Now, I mean, it doesn't get much cuter than this. So I hope everybody has a great week. I'll see you all next week. And just find a reason to wear jeans. That's my thing for next week. That's my next week resolution, is to find a reason to wear jeans. So here we go. See you guys later.
Hi, this is Grammy, and I'd like to read you my book that's called All About Us. We have a head and 2 feet and 10 fingers and 10 toes and 2 ears and a chin and eyes to open or close. We have teeth and a tongue so we can eat and we can talk. And our 2 legs can move so we can run and can walk. When we sit, we have a lap, but not when we stand. And at the end of each arm, there's a left or right hand. Our mouth has 2 lips, And what's nice about this is that while our arms give a hug, our lips can give kisses. I almost forgot about noses that sometimes run and can sneeze, but they let you smell roses and fresh rain-washed leaves. And did I mention our elbows, our ankles and knees? Do you know how many we each have of these? We have shoulders and wrists and a front and a back. We have so many parts that it's hard to keep track. What's more, we've a laugh and a chuckle and a giggle and a tummy that shakes and hips that can wiggle. We've a brain that's our body's computer, sending messages to our every part, so we speak or move or learn new things. It's the brain that makes us smart. And with our voice, we can speak about our feelings, or say please and thank you, or have a nice day. And feelings are something you can't often see, but we have lots of them always, not just 2 or 3. We have feelings of love and sometimes of sadness, of anger, of friendship, and of hope and of gladness. And we've a heart really small that beats in our chest. And when that's filled with love is when we feel the best.